There, I'm Dr. Josya Charles Laurent. I am a board certified physician and a love and dating coach for women physicians. Welcome to my channel. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. So let's start with the very beginning. Why did I start this channel? Who am I? Why am I a doctor and I'm talking about dating coaching? I'm glad you asked. Well, let's start off with why I started the channel. I started the channel to help women physicians like you find love. You have your degrees, you've done your career, you're well accomplished in so many things, but you feel something's missing. And the dating scene or your experience hasn't been the best that you wanted it to be. It's where I come in. As a wife, as a mother, and as a physician, I totally get it. And so I'm here to give you tips and tricks and strategies to really help you find the love that you deserve. So let's share a little bit about myself. As I said, I'm a physician. I'm a family medicine doctor by training. I've been in practice for over a decade now. Time flies. Unfortunately, I couldn't even go to my reunion. Was it during COVID? It was around COVID or something like that. No, I think it was related to my second kid or whatever. But I didn't make it to the reunion, long story short. But I've been in practice for over a decade. And in that time of all the years of training, I've had many dating experiences, quite a few. And I realized when I moved to Miami from living up north in Philly that something had to change if I wanted to find a partner. I always had a desire to be partnered. I've always had a desire to be married. But yet somehow I kept attracting guys who just wanted fun. Flings, one night stands, the occasional affair. And I was like, well, what is it about me that I'm attracting these kind of guys? And it really got to the point where when I moved to Miami, I said, you know what? I'm just going to live it up on South Beach, which is what I did. I moved down here to Miami. I lived in South Beach. While I was a professor by day, I was a partier by night. But something in me felt that there had to be more. There had to be more, and this wasn't it. And so, over a time of soul searching and prayer and self coaching, I was able to meet my now husband, and we've been together for 10 years. Okay, and we have two beautiful boys, and life is good. Life is great. And so I had to recognize that some shifts had to happen. And so as of late, I realized also, okay, well, if it worked for me, it can definitely work for another doctor. And so that's why I created the channel, to really create a space for us to have conversation, for us to really dive deeper into why we're not getting past that second date, or why we text a guy initially, or he texts back and then he ghosts, or why we decide to ghost people too, even though they may have all the qualities we're looking for in a potential husband. So I really hope that you stick around, and this is going to be just an amazing, exciting time. All right, so let's kind of get into some of the things that we'll be talking about in this channel. Some of these we're going to talk about, as I mentioned, are going to be tips, tricks, and strategies. And I use the word tricks just as a tongue-in-cheek, but the reality is that you have to have a strategy. You have to have a plan in mind when you date, because otherwise you're going to just attract whatever and whoever. And then you wonder why you're frustrated, why there's, quote, pee in your dating pool, when the truth is you haven't been maintaining your pool. I shared a few months ago with my Facebook family where I fired my pool cleaner. And we've had him for years, and we've had a lot of friction. And after a few weeks, the pool started turning yellow. And that was because I wasn't maintaining the pool. And so if we're looking for a nice dating pool, if we're looking for something that's different, then we have to change ourselves. That's really the heart of it. It's the hardest part, but it's also the most worthwhile part. If you want to be able to attract men who are seeking marriage, if you're looking for a partner to grow together with, if you have been married and you're divorced and now you're seeking to be partnered again, or you've been widowed, there's going to be a same approach in that versus compared to the person who's never been married, but we have to still allow space for the healing, for the growth to happen in order to then accept a new person into our lives. All right. So the key things I like to talk about are what I call the inner work. So we're going to have videos where we talk about the inner work in greater detail, where we talk about how do we view ourselves? How do others view us? Because that's really key to the kind of men we're attracting. We're also going to talk about the outer work. We're going to talk about all things online dating, the strategies needed, which profiles to pay attention to, which profiles to pass on. Hint, hint, it's not a simple swipe left, swipe right strategy. We're also going to talk about what should be on your dating profile and what should not be on your dating profile. We're also going to talk about how to approach that first date so that you then know whether the second date's going to happen, and the third, and the fourth. And then how do you know you've met someone that you can build a life with? Notice I didn't say the one, because I believe at heart we are capable of loving many people. I know some are going to say, no, 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 that's not true. But let me challenge you. You love your parents. You love your kids if you have kids. You love your friends. We are capable of loving more than one person. So it's not going to be necessarily the one, but the one that you choose to spend your life with. And so how are you going to be able to understand that? And we're going to also dig deep into faith and spirituality. Why am I emphasizing that? Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people, when they're in their dating space, don't think about that until after the fact. But the truth and reality is that regardless of your specific faith background or denomination, if you believe that there is a higher power, you believe there's a creator, have that creator be part of your dating process, because that's how you're going to know whether you're in the right path or not. That's how you're going to know whether you are just spending time spinning your wheels, or you're ignoring red flags, or you're really supposed to spend more time with this guy who you think is corny. He might be the one that you need to compliment you and to ground you when you are having so many ideas and you want to be all over the place. So we really want to kind of dig into those things. So I'm glad you enjoyed this quick intro. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you soon.